Hi guys, welcome back to Diana Gemfine. I am Diana and I am so excited to be back. I have not been able to make a video, but I am so excited to be back and show you guys my thrift finds and talk about a little bit how it's been going with my eBay store. So I'm excited with some of the stuff that has been selling. I'm gonna do what's sold over the weekend. We did have a 3-day long weekend where it was President's Day. So today is Tuesday, so I'll be doing my shipping today. So first I'm gonna start with some really cool antique boots that sold on eBay for $40. I picked these up at the Goodwill bins for $1. I thought they were super cool because they're just really vintage looking, very antique like. The leather feels really old and nice, but like totally worn in. Really nice boots. They look like a small size. I believe they're like size 5 or something like that, but I was actually surprised that they sold for $40, which is pretty cool. I think I had listed them for $60 and then I brought them down to $50 and received a best offer of $40, which I did go ahead and accept. As you already know, I like to ship using Ground Advantage with USPS through the eBay sellers hub through the site. I love using it. I haven't used anything else. I think one time a customer, a buyer, used UPS shipping. So I didn't know that USPS actually has UPS pickup shipments over at their location. So one time I sold through UPS the shipping and I didn't realize that it was UPS. And so I went to go do my drop off at the post office and I got really nervous because I was like, oh no, I dropped off a UPS shipment at USPS. But then I went over and I spoke to the manager and they actually told me that it's okay because UPS does daily pickups at USPS. So they work together. I had no idea, so that was great news. Tracking updated and I was able to see that the item was delivered. So that was amazing. That was a really cool fun fact to know. Okay, so next, these Aldo boots sold for, I believe, $27. I took best offer. They are kind of worn in. The style, it's a little bit out of style, I would say, but the color and everything is still in style. The brown, you know, we're in winter right now, so I wasn't expecting these boots to sell because we are transitioning into spring right now. But I think these were $1 as well. We picked them up at the Goodwill bins. These are leather. And I really like these boots. Honestly, if they were in my size, I would have kept them because I love boots, especially during the fall and winter. I wear boots all the time, almost every day in those seasons. So every time I can find some really nice boots in my size, I like to keep, especially if they're leather. Just love it. So like I said, I like to do my shipment all with Ground Advantage. It is the cheapest. I find that I no longer use priority mail with USPS. Even if it's a big coat that I'm selling that it's gonna be 3 pounds or 4 pounds. I don't use priority mail anymore or the flat rates because Ground Advantage tends to be a lot cheaper now, so it works out. I have so many priority boxes that I don't even use anymore, but if the buyer buys priority because they need it by a certain time, then I will use it. But for the most part, I have been collecting a lot of brown boxes. I'll go over to the recycling bin and I'll just get a bunch of boxes as long as they're in great condition and not smelling funky or anything like that. So I do like to recycle boxes. And whenever I get Amazon shipments, I save my boxes. I'm constantly using them, so it works out. Okay, so moving on, I did sell this Toscano new with tags polo. This one I had in my inventory for almost a whole year. I had been switching around the prices, and then I finally got an offer of $5, which I did go ahead and accept, because sometimes you just got to move things out of your closet, out of your inventory, and that's what I had to do. This one did have a small stain of small blemish on the shirt, even though it's new with tags. New with tags but flawed, so I understand why it didn't move, so I did accept that for the $5. And I do like to use my cute poly mailers from eBay. I got these for free under the seller's hub. Sometimes they have quarterly, they send you free money that you can use for your store. And I either get the tape or I'll get the cute poly mailers. Next, we sold a bundle of three shirts of 3XL, size 3XL Carhartt t-shirts, short sleeve, and I actually got these for free, which is super awesome. Here in California, there has been some wildfires happening, and while that was going on, I saw on Facebook there was a church who had collected too much clothes, and they were actually throwing away clothing because it was just a lot of donations that the churches and community centers were just they were just turning away donations, clothes donations, because there was just too much of it that they didn't need it anymore. So a lot of the clothing donations got thrown away, and someone notified me, and I got my gatherings and I took off and I tried to save as much as I could. I did get these shirts. They were in great, excellent condition, no tears, no rips or anything. They were just nicely folded in a box, not in the trash bin, but outside of the trash bin, ready to be thrown in. So I did save these, and I was able to sell them for $40. So that was amazing. That was so fun. That was so cool. And it was super cold while I was over there trying to get as much as possible, because it's so sad that all these items are in great condition and they were donated, you know, in good heart, in good condition for people who need them. And just because they were just overflowing with donations, that they had to start throwing them away. So that is just so sad. Okay, moving on, I sold this tank. I believe it's Fabletics, new with tags. This one I just gave it a try. I believe I got it for $1. I'm not a fan of Fabletics, and I know Fabletics doesn't sell very well. It's not a big reseller, so not like Lululemon. I believe Gymshark, it's not that much either. So I gave these a try. It was my first time listing Fabletics, and it didn't move for about a year and a half until now. So these sold for $5, which I went ahead and accepted because I've been holding on for it for too long, and I was just over it. I was ready to donate it, but I'm glad that it's sold. Okay, so next I sold some suspenders. These are 1940s Trafalgar. I forgot the brand name, but it's a very popular vintage suspenders for men. I believe this is silk, and it's embroidered with a canoe, with canoes on them. It's super adorable. I found these at the bin, so they were very cheap, maybe less than $1, and they sold for, I believe, $30. Next, I found this really nice 100% cotton. I actually thought it was linen when I first saw it. It's a really nice dress, very boho, very peasant cottage core with some flutter sleeves. And this one, I believe it's great for like spring and summer that's coming up. And the brand is Pomander, which I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Pomander. I have sold Pomander before. I believe it's connected with Tuckernuck. Okay, so it's Tuckernuck Pomander Place, and I sold this one for $49.95, $50, and they paid $4 for shipping. So for shipping, I always like to do Ground Advantage because it's the cheapest, and I always tend to round off to what I think it's gonna weight. So if I think it's gonna weight around 12 ounces or 10 ounces, I like to list it as 8 ounces, and it's going to do the calculated shipping from the distance from where the buyer is purchasing, and it's going to do the whole calculation of the weight of the item and the distance. And so I believe that always works for me because I don't like to overcharge for shipping. Sometimes it does happen where I overcharge and I miscalculate the weight on an item, and which sometimes it works out. Buyers don't complain usually when they really want an item and they like it. They'll pay for the shipping, and sometimes I make a little extra from the shipping, about $2 to $5 sometimes. I don't like to make too much on shipping because it's just shipping, I like to charge shipping, but I don't like to overcharge because I don't do free shipping. So I like to keep it low. I like to keep my prices low. I like to keep the shipping low. That's just my preference. Next, I sold this really nice cashmere knit sweater. It has a little bit of open knit down here, and I just saw this one hanging at the Salvation Army. I believe it cost me $5, and it sold for $30, and it sold right away within a week that I listed it. It's 100% cashmere by White and Warren. It was my first time picking up this brand, and I saw a lot of good comps, so I picked it up for $5 at Salvation Army. And if you don't already know, Salvation Army usually gives a $25 coupon. They do electronic coupons now, so you don't even have to carry it in. You just show them on your phone that you have a coupon, and they'll give you the 25% off. They usually do it on the highest item, the highest price item, so I think that's really great. And so I found this one just hanging around on the racks, and I picked it up because I could feel cashmere. I love cashmere. I collect cashmere. This sweater fit me a little bit too big, so I didn't keep it for myself. Plus, we're moving on from winter onto spring, so I decided to list it, and it sold right away, so I was really happy about that. Okay, so last but not least, this cardigan by Free People. It is a oversized open knit cardigan. I believe it has one button in the front, very slouchy, very boho. I thought it was super nice. And this one sold for $23. I believe this was also one of the items that I picked up at the church where they were going to dispose of them, and I saw that it was Free People, and so I picked it up, and it's in a good size medium. Even though Free People is always oversized, I feel like all of the items are oversized, so even though it says extra small, it would still sell because people that like Free People know that their items are usually really oversized and slouchy. They're very like boho, relaxed, very lagging look type of vibe, and Yeah, it's a cool find. Usually Free People takes a while for me to sell in my store, but this one actually sold really quick. I think I had it listed for about 2 weeks and it sold, so that was great. Yeah, so I believe I sold 9 items this time, this weekend, this 3-day weekend. So that was great. I was super excited about that. I have been listing a lot more. I've been thrifting a lot more. So I can see how my progress is going because the work that I put in, it just comes back to me on eBay. So it is so true that the more you list, the more work you put, the more active you are on your eBay, the more you're going to get rewarded, the more sales you're going to have, the more views you will have. And I've just been getting a lot of positive reviews. So I felt really inspired and motivated to start recording again. So here we are. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And please give me a thumbs up and a like, and I'll do more videos in the future. I'll see you guys. Bye.